Hello, Christopher Brent here, coming to you with a video about why you play the piano. Now, I did a video on this, it's pretty short, about 2 months ago, and I have not done a video for a little while. My daughter was born, and a lot of other things were going on, and things were a little bit hectic, but now I'm going to make a few more videos and talk a little bit more about some subjects relating to the piano. So, I thought I would do a little bit more on the subject of why do you play the piano? What's your purpose when you're doing it, right? So what I did, I was thinking about it a little bit more in detail, and I started writing some things on note cards. And I thought I would dive into this a little bit more, right? So why do you play the piano? Whether you're a young student or a serious professional or an adult student or whatever it may be, what are you doing when you play and you practice? Why? Right? So for some people, it may be the challenge, right? Might be just the fact that I'm taking on something new and I'm working really hard and I'm challenging myself and exercising my mind. Other situations, it might be tradition, right? I'm taking the art of classical piano and I'm taking that tradition and passing it on to generations, and that's important to that particular person, so that really drives them in their practice, right? Other people may want significance, right? They want to be heard, they want to be known, they want to be seen, they're important, right? So is the composer, so that's okay too. They want that that kind of thing. That drives them. So there's many different things, right? Other times, people might take an instrument up, such as the piano, to build confidence, right? After you can play a Beethoven sonata in front of a lot of people, and you can do it well, or you can, take any type of music really and play it from memory, or if you play jazz and you can improvise and create on the spot in front of other people, that can build a lot of confidence, and it can be a great source of energy to push yourself forward in life, really. So these are things that can be there to think about whenever you might be down, whenever you're thinking, why am I playing the piano? What am I doing? What's my goal? Think about these things. Another one would be discipline, right? So by pushing through the difficult times as a musician, I'm building discipline in my life, right? This is especially important for young people because I think learning an instrument can help shape discipline aspects that will translate into other areas of life as well. So the discipline part could be a huge driving force in why you might play the piano, right? And of course, right after discipline, we got to go to pleasure, right? It's fun to play the piano. We can make beautiful sounds and do it in many different ways, whether you're playing elementary music or very advanced classical pieces, or you're playing jazz, or you're playing contemporary rock, pop, new age, whatever it is. Obviously the piano can deliver us a whole plethora of sound that is pleasurable, right? So you can have fun. So alongside that, spirituality, right? You can become closer to our Creator by playing music. This is very important to people, especially in the gospel realm. So spirituality would be huge. Now, these were all one-word examples, right, that I just used. Now, think about how you can get more specific, right? Here are some examples of why you might play the piano in a more specific way, right? You might look at something like this. To play for my children, right? So my kids can hear me. So when I'm playing the piano at home, my little kids are all running around. I have 4 kids that are under age 7. And they're all listening to me play and absorbing the music. And it's a lot of fun. So I think about, okay, this is an important thing, right? So that's my purpose in that way at that particular time. It's not my only purpose when it comes to playing music, but it's a big one, right? So if you can get really specific in your purpose when it comes to playing the piano, the easier it will be to get through the difficult times, and the more fun it will be when it comes time to actually follow through with a particular performance, right? So this is one that might be more for the advanced students playing classical music. If you can get really specific in a way like this, to exemplify the romantic tradition of piano performance, right? So now I'm really getting specific. What does that mean? Well, that might mean really diving into the virtuoso element and maybe taking a few risks when you play to really show off that expression. That's important for some people, right? Other people, it might be more important to them when they play to have a more scholarly approach to the music, and maybe they're not trying to be a virtuoso when they play. They really want to have that scholarly aspect and deliver just the composer's intentions only, and not really put themselves into it or show off very much in that romantic piano tradition. And that's okay too. The idea is to know what you want before the time comes to do the performance, because if you're up there performing and you don't know these types of aspects, you can get lost. And I've been there, and I want to talk to you, the listener, about how you can really get rid of some of those insecurities and develop a sense of purpose when you play. So another example, right? It would be this. I want to become cultured, right? So let's say I want to learn a little bit more about Brazilian music, or I want to learn about music from Argentina, or I want to learn about and play music from the Far East, or wherever it may be, right? That's a big driving force for many people. So that can be another example too. Now, like, this is going back to the spirituality part of it. Let's say you are a spiritual person and you're playing the piano because you want to become closer to God, right? Think about this. Well, now my driving force about why I play the piano in that particular instance would be because I want to play at church and share my gifts in a spiritual way with the congregation there so they can become closer to God. Now I have a really important purpose, right? So these are all many examples, but I started to get a little bit more specific here. And the more specific you can get, the better. That's going to be the idea. So I find that when I'm in a situation where I have to do a performance and I know that someone will be in the audience that makes me nervous, maybe it will be a critic, or maybe it's an old teacher of mine, or somebody who's a renowned musician or something like that, that can maybe make you a little jittery before you go play. If I know that my purpose might be to exemplify an expressive form of the romantic piano tradition, then I know that. And if there's somebody who might like a more scholarly approach, I almost think, well, that's okay. I'm not after that scholarly approach. I want that romantic piano tradition to really be there at the forefront. And I'm going to take some risks. And if I hit some wrong notes, that's okay, because I know what type of sound I want. And if that particular person doesn't like it, so what? So now I'm not so nervous anymore, because I know what my purpose is. And I'm there to deliver, and that's when I feel really confident. And that's when I have things organized as far as how I want to play. And I take that approach to how I prepare. So this is what you want to be doing in your playing, whether it's just, that you want to play for fun and pleasure is your goal, that's fine. Whether it's something a little bit more specific, a little bit more detailed, that is something you want to be aware of as well. But develop this within yourself. Sit down as a piano student, as somebody who's pursuing the instrument, and think about what is your purpose when you play the piano. So thank you so much for listening. I'm going to be making some more videos on my YouTube page, both like this and with me doing some performances of mainly elementary and intermediate works for now. I may do some more advanced pieces as well. So keep an eye out on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a website, christopherbrent.com. I'm developing some things there, so it's still a work in progress with the website. But subscribe to the channel, and I will be back talking about piano and classical music more now that I have some time to do so. So thank you again for listening, and have a good afternoon here in Michigan. So have a good afternoon, and I will see you soon. Thank you.